It's the Dork Podcast with Rich Keefe. It's the Dork Podcast. Keefe Davey. It's the Dork Podcast. Hashtag. It's the hashtag Dork Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Davey Eyeballs. He is Robin Von Dobbin. All hail the king of ginger ale. It's Ryan Davey. Davey, how are you?
I'm just super relaxed right now. And you caught me with my pants down a little bit this evening.
Pants down around your ankles?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, because you can talk more about this, but we have kind of a special schedule this week. And I was assuming that both things were going to be,
Yeah, we're going to have a live episode right now, and then we're going to have a live episode tomorrow with one of the stars of the Chair Company, Gary Tangway.
That's right.
Tanger's going to join us tomorrow. If you're listening to this, Tuesday night, November 25th at 8:30. Talk about his appearance in the Chair Company, as well as his acting career that he's got up and running in a bunch of movies. He's in another movie that's coming out in December in theaters.
Is that right?
Yeah, the guy's he's turned into a little actor. So
that's right.
We'll ask him all about that. It should be a lot of fun. Speaking of, are you caught up on the Chair Company?
Yes, and it's funny. So I did see Mr. Tangway in this episode, and as soon as he opens his mouth, because you kind of hear him like off screen, you're like, that's him.
That's great. Yeah. It was funny because you saw him like super quick. It was like in 2 seconds in episode 4, and then coming back, Tim Robinson's wife's character knows Tangway's wife's character in this whole thing, and they're over at his house, and it's funny. Well, so we'll get a chance to ask him about that. But so he's going to join us. Looking forward to that. Welcome to Derry. You caught up on that?
Sure am.
Oh,
it's about. My wife was asking me, is this the scariest television show you've seen?
Ooh, good question. What else is a good scary? Like The Walking Dead, I don't think there's scary moments in The Walking Dead.
But they're not but they're not like consistently scary like this.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's a good question. Like, we've talked about horror shows. Oh, you should.
I haven't been fully frommed,
dude.
Yet.
You got to From. There's some like real creepy shit in From.
Yeah, and I got to get frommed. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I think the 4th season's coming back in like a few months. So find wherever it is and maybe give that a rip, and then you can be caught up.
Well, this most recent episode is good. Not to give too much away, but I'm going to say this. I was about to say this, then realized what I was about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
So with like the dick in his box.
Yeah.
Did you see Dr. Sleep? You saw Dr. Sleep, right?
Yeah, Dr. Sleep, I didn't love the first time I saw it, and then I watched it again, and I was like, man, that was kind of the perfect movie for like fans of The Shining, but then also, from what I understand, fans of the book that had problems with the two, and he sort of like Mike Flanagan sort of married the two together. It's really good, and Rebecca Ferguson is as scary a character as there is.
Well, and that whole thing with like Danny Torrance teaching that girl the thing with the box. I mean, now you can. I love about the show like the through lines. Like now you can see that he learned that from Dick Halloran.
It's so good. Like, who'd have thought you'd have? I mean, I guess people that know the Stephen King universe is connected, but just saying, like, when they announced there was going to be a It prequel series on HBO, you're like, all right, that's cool. And it's the guy that did the 2 movies. Like, okay, that's cool. And then having one of the main characters be Dick Halloran from The Shining is what makes it for me, because honestly, some of the quote unquote like scary parts, I'm like, okay, it's like a lot of CGI, and I'm like, that's neat, that's kind of creepy, but I'm like, let's get back to the story. Like, I want to see what's going on.
Well, it's also great too because it has me like Googling. So this takes place in 1962, right?
Yep.
And they're talking about the guy going to Shawshank, like being transferred to Shawshank. And I'm looking up, is Andy Dufresne is there
in 62?
Yeah, he escapes in 66, so he's there.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
So I'm like, how are they going to do that? Like, they can't bring someone to Shawshank and not mention it.
Yeah, they would have to. Oh, that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah,
you could de-age Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, pop them in there.
That's right. Or like a character, like a side character.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be pretty cool. But so this show's been really good. Where are they at? Was that the 5th episode, 6th episode?
I think that was the
I've lost
Yeah.
track, but it's moving right along.
Yeah.
Pluribus, I'm one behind. I didn't see the last Pluribus.
I watched it last night.
Okay. Is it good?
Yes, and it's starting to like, it's getting past the moments where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like in this show. And it's actually starting to like take shape a little bit. And so Carol's character is like starting to figure something and like trying to really figure out like what the fuck is happening
Yeah.
and what she can do about it.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotta give that a rip soon. At the box office this weekend, Wicked for Good made a ton of money. Did you see that with the girls?
I did not. My wife and daughter did. They went. So peep this. So they went to a birthday party for Tessa's friend, and the mom rented out the theater.
Great idea.
Would you think like, all right, money bags, whatever. And then Rye was like, no. She's like, honestly, she's like, it's actually cheaper to rent out a theater than throw a birthday party and buy everyone's tickets.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like, you think of like when people were going to the movies a ton, like when we were, 10 years old, like how expensive it would have been to rent a theater at that time when everyone was going. But it is probably cheaper now that like no one really goes to the movies anymore.
Well, no, and you think about it, like Cece was just at a party, a week or two ago that was like basically like a bounce house place. So it was like so rather than like a trampoline park, which they've done too, but I think about how much those parties cost.
Right.
Everything's so fucking expensive. So like that's a good idea. Rent out a little theater, get everybody to go, get some popcorn, watch
and everyone just sits there quietly for 2+ hours and
what did
snacks are on you.
What did they think of the movie?
They loved it. I mean, I think and again, you haven't seen the play or read the book or anything, right?
I've only none of that. I've only seen the first movie.
So I would maintain that knowing you'll the music is worse.
Yeah.
But the story is better in part 2 and like the second half of the play.
It's funny. I've seen mixed reviews. I think Roddy T's it's like 70% critics, which isn't terrible, but there's been a couple like really bad reviews of it. And so,
but also like I mean, the press surrounding it, like the have you watched any of like the press junkets that like Ariana Grande and like Cynthia Erivo are doing?
I only saw the one where like a fan tried to like hug Ariana Grande and then Cynthia Erivo like jumped in and like hit the guy. Like,
and then like there was one like a helicopter flew over at one point and Cynthia Erivo like started crying, like had a panic attack because there was a helicopter. Like they're just like always crying.
And it's like, a lot. And they're always like hugging each other and stuff.
And they're like both like, and this isn't like a body thing, but like they're both like super skinny.
They're very thin. Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell is going on this set?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll eventually see this. I don't think I'll see it in the theater. I'm curious if it gets Oscar nominated like the first one, or if they're like, like maybe we're kind of good here. We'll see.
Right. We're for good. With all
we were for good. Calling for good. Oh, a couple of good Jason in the chat going back to our scary shows. He mentions Fall of the House of Usher, which I would say was scary. I would say Hill House might be my answer. I was scared the shitless out of Hill House.
Hill House had probably 2 or 3 of the scariest moments of TV in that show.
Hill House had the #1 jump scare.
Yes, and the I'm doing the thing like the broken neck lady.
Dude, that's actually might be my answer. That was because also that is a really scary one to watch alone in the dark because there's like ghosts in every scene.
In every scene,
you don't even see them all. Sometimes they're obvious, sometimes they're not. It's just generally very creepy. So I would say that's a good one. That was scary as shit.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Leave it to Flanagan. The guy did Dr. Sleep. Did that one. He's gonna be doing the Clayface movie, or no, he's not directing it. He's just writing the Clayface movie.
Still. Would be good.
Be good. Some movie films that are streaming right now that I watched: The Conjuring, Last Rites. Not great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting for what you're gonna. That could have gone either way with you, so I was wondering what you're gonna say.
I wanted to like it. I would say. So we did a standalone episode of the third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
This
the devil made me do it.
Yeah, this is better than that.
Okay.
But it's not as good as. Well, definitely not as good as the first one. I would say not as good as the second one.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like one of the biggest movies of the year somehow, some way. Maybe just because they put it out there like, oh, this is the last one, even though it won't be the last one because it made so much money. But I like the characters. The story was like fine. Apparently, it is another like true story. Whether you choose to, whether you choose to believe that the Warrens are on the up and up and all the people they investigate are on the up and up, but it is like a story that actually like you can look it up. There was like a real case with a real family and all that stuff. So all that stuff I find pretty fascinating. But the movie was kind of eh. I also watched Train Dreams, which I think is I think it's a movie that you would like, and it stars Joel Edgerton. It's currently on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And this is how I would describe this movie. It's like if a non-playable character in Red Dead Redemption 2 just got his own movie, and you just like follow this guy, just like working. Just working his tail off, like what I guess like late 1800s, early 1900s, just a man's life. Kind of slow at times. I wouldn't call it my favorite movie of the year, but it's getting really, really good.
95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if this gets a little bit of Oscar buzz. So it's on Netflix, and so I ripped that one, and then I just started. I haven't finished it yet. After the Hunt. The Luca Guadagnino movie with Julia Roberts, the girl from The Bear, and Andrew Garfield. So far, I think it's going to be a tough go. So it's like they're professors. Well, Garfield and Roberts are professors at Yale. Io Ibiri, or however you're saying it. Yeah, she's like a student. And then it's just these like snotty like professors. Andrew Garfield's character, this isn't a spoiler because I'm only like a half hour in, but Andrew Garfield's character is like a little kind of like maybe a little like inappropriate, like a little touchy, and then it just leads to like a whole thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, I watched the Eddie Murphy documentary.
Same.
On Netflix.
It just kind of ended. It was like really good. I felt like, and I liked the stuff on the stand up and the stuff on SNL. Then they got into like his movies, and then like all of a sudden it was just they didn't really know how to end it, and all of a sudden it was like, and that's it.
And he did Saturday Night Live, and you're like, okay. And he's like, maybe I'll do stand up again. And you're like, well, that doesn't really answer anything.
But will you? Nah.
But I am interested to see him play George Clinton in the George Clinton biopic. I think that's going to be awesome.
That's interesting.
Wake Up Dead Man has 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, that's a couple weeks on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what my favorite takeaway was from the Eddie Murphy thing is, so he went up during the Oscars in 1988 and was like saying stuff and basically just like how white the Oscars was and still is true. But he like said something. They didn't really put it in the show. Nobody talked about it, and they just kind of like moved on, right?
Yeah.
He then gets nominated and so obviously never won an Oscar, but gets nominated in 2006 for Dreamgirls. And right before the Academy Awards, like the show, Norbit comes out, and Norbit was, which is actually not a bad movie, but Norbit was reviewed so poorly, and people were shitting on Norbit that part of him thinks he didn't win the Oscar because of Norbit.
Which
he's like, or they're holding a grudge, or he's like, or neither. He's like, or none of that's true. Like he wasn't bitter at all about it, but he was just like sort of like these are a couple of things.
But it is fun. I don't think there's anyone who got nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie in the same year.
Yeah,
which is pretty impressive.
He did. Yeah, he won a lot of Razzies too over his time. Although when you take a look at the Razzies, like the winners of the Razzies overall are pretty successful people.
Right.
Yeah, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
Caught Stealing, the Darren Aronofsky movie, is coming to Netflix soon. That's like
Saturday.
This weekend, right?
Yep.
I'll give that
I will definitely see that for sure. I've been dying to see that. I watched One Battle After Another again.
Oh my God. Is that the third time you've seen that?
It's the third time I've seen it. And let me see. I started watching something else that I can't remember. Oh, I do have some. So I didn't watch. I will watch this. So I just saw this before I hopped on. Like as you texted me, I was reading this. Noah Hawley of Fargo and Rob Mack from It's Always Sunny are developing a Far Cry TV show.
Oh,
which is going to be really cool if they do. So it's going to be like, what do they call it? Like
interesting.
Like a, not anthology series. So it's gonna be every season's gonna be different.
Oh, cool.
Like Fargo.
Yeah.
It'll be like loose connections, but it'll be like but there's some really cool stuff they can do with Far Cry. I think it's one of those games that lends itself well to TV, and those guys at the helm, it's probably gonna be pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. All right, what do you say?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it with y'all ready for biz? Topic du jour. Topic of the day.
Okay.
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Rye, because it is the topic of the day. And with Stranger Things season 5 coming out this Wednesday, part 1 of season 5 on Wednesday. This show hasn't been on the air for 3 years. I thought, because I certainly needed a refresher, we could just do a whole refresher episode. So,
yes,
Stranger Things season 1 came out 2016. It ran for 8 episodes. We were hooked immediately. We watched this show. We did a standalone on it way back in the day. This is pre-WEEI days, and we talked Stranger Things 1. Stranger Things season 2. Yeah, go ahead.
And I was going to say, just like this scratched an itch I didn't know I had. This was just something that and it came out right around Halloween, right?
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
and I think I watched all 8 episodes in a weekend. Like, we blew through it,
ripped it
because it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know.
No. The next year was Halloween.
Okay. Yeah. I knew one of them was around Halloween.
Yeah. The summer of 16. The season 2, which was 9 episodes, came out right before Halloween of 17.
Yeah.
And that was when they were just dropping full seasons on you, right in your lap. They're like, here's a full season.
But I remember just ripping them in a weekend, just because they were so good. Like, seasons 1 and 2 were incredible.
Awesome. Season 3 was 8 episodes. That came out July of 2019. So you notice they did like a year and a couple of months for between 1 and 2, and then it was like almost 2 years between the next 2. And it's a 3-year jump for season 4, which they also split up. This is the first time they split things up. So May of 2022, you had 7 episodes, and then in July they came out with 2 more, including the finale, which is like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yes.
Because I rewatched that this week in preparation for this. Season 5's plan is 4 episodes this Wednesday, 3 episodes on Christmas, and 1 series finale on New Year's Eve.
And the series finale, again, is like 2 hours, I think.
Gotta be. Yeah, it's gonna be. So I would assume, I think the best way to do it for us now is we'll do like a recap after each part.
Yes.
So will you be able to watch all 4 episodes
this weekend? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So that'll be our plan. So if you guys watch it all, we'll do a spoiler-free part if you don't, but we'll do a whole 4 episode rip. All right, real quick. So season 1, like to your point, sort of scratching that itch, is like this is combining like Goonies shit with horror stuff, with sci-fi stuff, with like dork stuff. I love sort of starting at this age and then sort of like working your way up. So you have characters in middle school, you have characters that are in high school, then you have like the parent characters, and you kind of combine it all. It's a bunch of friends. They're playing D&D. One of their friends, Will Byers, goes missing. They discover a girl, 11, who we then learn all about Hawkins' lab and like what she's capable of doing. This is where you get all, Joyce rigging up all the Christmas lights, trying to communicate with them, and we learned about the Upside Down, and bam, that's pretty much season 1.
Which is a great way to start. And like you said, one of the things that I found was really successful about the show early on is, we talk about this all the time. Working with kids, it's so hit or miss.
Oh, yeah.
But to see all of these kids, there was no like weak link, and they were acting like legitimate middle schoolers, like junior high kids, because first of all, that's what they were, but it was like, it felt very like authentic. Like they felt like a group of friends. Whereas like, it's not like kids trying to outact other kids or like overact. Like, they were just acting like kids.
Yeah. No, they hit it. And like the whole thing, like the way the show looked, all the references that they made, like just little stuff like posters in the kids' rooms, t-shirts that they wore, like kind of the way they talked. It was like very 80s, very like all that stuff. It was great.
And Barb, we had Barb
and
season 2.
Barb.
Poor Barb.
R.I.P. Barb. Season 2, Will is back because he basically spent all of season 1 in the Upside Down, but he's like seeing things. Max is introduced. Sadie Sink, we'll have more on her coming up. Hopper is looking after 11, so they have like a connection there. This is also the Ghostbusters trick-or-treating season, which also Max has like the Michael Myers mask, which is so badass because these guys are doing like comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, she's like full go.
And Max's brother Billy,
He's a bad guy.
He was a bad guy, but a great character in this season too.
He's a piece of shit, that guy.
Also was a piece of shit was it Will's mom? Not Will's mom.
Will's dad.
No,
not Will's dad. Mike's dad.
Mike's dad.
Yeah,
Mike's mom. Who was like spamming on Billy.
Well,
but she was like trying to get the pool moms was like, yeah.
Yeah, but she wasn't. I mean, her husband was just gotta let himself go. Piece of shit. He never helped out around the house.
He never helped out. He's just every time you see him, he's just sitting there. I don't think that guy has a line in like the first 3 seasons.
Terrible dad. Season 3, you got 11 and Mike are kind of like boyfriend girlfriend now. This is the mall season where Robin gets introduced. So that's one thing really impressive about this show is as good as the core characters are. Season 2 they added Max. Season 3 they added Robin. Season 4 they added Eddie.
Yeah,
like those are fucking 3 of the best characters that they've had. None of them were in season 1. There's more Russia stuff in season 3. Like there's always been sort of like that Russian aspect of it.
War stuff,
yeah.
But this is what kind of put me off in like season 3 is like there's a little too much Russia going on. Like
yeah, there was a lot of it, and also they set it up in a way where like Hopper probably should have died at the end of season 3, but he didn't. They like saved him, and to me it was the worst of the seasons, but I still think I gave it like a 5 out of 6. Like,
and who was the Russian guy that was like bumming around with him for a little bit too?
He
was awesome.
Murray, that guy?
No, Murray, and there's like the Russian guy who was like,
yeah. What the fuck was his name? Yeah.
Yuri or something.
Yeah, he was good. Then so that's season 3. I don't think it was as strong. Season 4, I think if you put aside the fact that you had to wait a long time for it, I thought it was great. That was a really good season. They spread out all the characters now, so you basically had like different groups in like all over the country, and then even like a group over in Russia. You get the Hellfire Club stuff. Eddie, introducing Eddie
Munson.
Eddie Munson, and then Vecna. And this can be tricky. So I don't always love, and this happens more in like horror trilogies or in horror movies where like they try to do something in like the 3rd movie where they're like, oh, it makes you rethink the first one. And sometimes it makes the first one worse. This is one where I think it makes it way better. So they basically are like, hey, Vecna is now like controlling the hive mind. He's like the big bad of the Upside Down. He also knew 11 when they were kids. He's number 1 from this program where she's number 11. He's 1. He manipulated her to like, he had like a controlling thing on him, and he manipulated her to like take the controlling thing off him when he's in like, when they're all together. And then he murders all like the other kids in there, like destroys them all. And then in order to like stop him, she basically like sends him to the Upside Down. So she did that, but then what happened was he kind of took over all these creatures in the Upside Down, and now he is the big bad in a way because of 11.
And she essentially created him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like the first couple seasons, they keep talking about like the Demogorgons you thought were like the bad guys, and then it was like this mind flayer thing that was in season 3, and then. But I also love that these aren't what these characters are called. It's just the kids who play Dungeons and Dragons are calling them just so they can like differentiate who they're talking about.
Yeah.
And so, which leads me into a theory. There's a fan theory. We'll get into like how questions for season 5. But so Vecna becomes like the big bad here. And but you get like you wrote in the note like the whole Kate Bush thing.
Oh my God, Kate Bush.
Yeah,
Kate Bush became more famous than she ever was.
Oh, it was, and I remember talking about it when we did season 4. Like she got like a call like first thing in the morning. Her manager was like, what the hell's going on? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like she had never seen the show. She like knew what it was, but like didn't really know.
But she must have signed off on it.
I mean, I think it after a certain point. I mean, like it might be one of those deals. Like, yeah, I mean, she's getting paid now for that, but like I don't. But like her manager called her and is like, "You will never believe what's going on."
This is
Yeah,
the biggest song of the world. So
in the
like
world. Yeah,
I read that Tiffany's gonna be in this one. The
the singer Tiffany.
well, like the song, her hit song,
I think we're alone now.
I Think We're Alone Now, is
Yeah.
gonna be in this. So this upcoming season is gonna take place in 1987. I had thought they were doing a time jump, so I don't know if that's true. Maybe that was just a couple years ago. That was the theory, because I thought there might be a chance they like get into the 90s, but it sounds like it's going to at least start in 87.
Yeah, it could. I mean, there could be like a jump somewhere in
Yeah,
like one of these breaks, right?
yeah, there definitely could be. I mean, that's like the way House of Dragon did
Yeah.
it. They take big old jumps after that. Um, but yeah. Oh, so real quick, so the people who had really died, there. One of the criticisms, and I don't even know if it's like a legit criticism, but something that's been brought up about the show is they really don't like kill off characters like for these wild things that happen and like coming face to face with these crazy creatures, going to the upside down, boom, 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 all this stuff. The core characters have survived throughout. Like the four boys that we meet at the beginning, they're all alive. Their brothers and sisters are alive. At least the season 1 characters are, like Joyce, Hopper, they're all alive. These are the characters that have died that were sort of like not like random, nameless, faceless, like guards or scientists or
Yeah.
whatever. Barb was a big one when she died, season 1. Bob, Joyce's
Bob, yeah.
Yeah, the husband, or not the husband, the boyfriend, played by Sean Astin.
Yep.
Yeah, Rudy. Bob Newby, he died season 2. Billy died season 3, the Sadie Sink's brother. So he survived season 2, but then died in season 3. And that was sort of a theme of B names dying. So Barb, Bob, and Billy all died.
Yeah.
But then in season 4, Eddie Munson dies. Brutal. A one and done season for him because he was great. But then like the shitty basketball player, Jason, the cheerleader girl, Chrissy, and then Martin Brenner, Papa, eventually he sees his demise.
Yeah. Probably one of the greatest musical moments of all time too is Eddie playing was it Master of Puppets?
Yeah.
Like on top with the BC Rich guitar. Yeah. I mean, that was all timer. And it was funny because he said that, you know, when the trailer came out for that season, based on what he was like, they showed him extensively. It wasn't the noise, but it was like you could see him playing guitar and people figured it out what song he was playing.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, that's too bad that he died, but at the same time, like, I don't know, you do want stakes. What are you pointing your finger at?
But would you like to hear a Stranger Things theory?
Yeah, obviously I want to hear a theory. That's why we're doing this.
So there's a theory that, as the lore with Vecna goes, there is a character in Dungeons and Dragons lore called Cass, Kas, who was bitten and killed by bats, just like Eddie. But following his death, he is reincarnated at the hands of Vecna and serves as his right hand in exchange for a new life. Though initially subjugated to Vecna's will, Kaz eventually finds his strength to turn against his villainous master and wielding a weapon called the Sword of Kaz, as able to vanquish Vecna once and for all. So Eddie could be back.
I like that.
As a vampire, as a Dracula.
It's a goddamn Dracula.
Yeah.
I'd take that as sort of like, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'll work for you. Psych.
Yeah.
Then he kills him.
This user further adds that to this by stating that the tattoo's possible meanings and other things, however, blah, blah, blah. If you put Dustin said to Eddie's uncle after giving him Eddie's necklace, even in the end, he never stopped being Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
So
could be setting that up. Okay. Yeah, because like his body doesn't get cut in half like that kid Jason's does.
No.
Remember when like the thing ripped, it doesn't get like melted away like that. But I would see that. He's very metal.
Come back. That would be dope.
It was also kind of fucked how like, so he's in the Hellfire Club, and so most of the town of Hawkins has no idea what's really going on. Like they see the city split in parts and they're like, oh, like major earthquake. And then they see these weird deaths and they think that the Hellfire Club is a cult and they have like these weird killings, and the news station even at the end of season 4 is like, oh, some people theorize these might be connected, that like this cult has like opened up a portal to hell. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Wait."
like they did it.
Right, it's like their fault because he's just missing at this point. Like they haven't
Right.
found his body. That's why like Dustin was talking to his uncle when they were at the gym and they were trying to like figure out, what's going on, because it's just mass chaos in Hawkins right now. Now the season officially ends with Joyce and Hopper and Will and Mike and 11 and Jonathan and Nancy all on like a hill, and they see like they're up on a hill. Half the hill is like these beautiful flowers and grass. The other half is like dead. It looks like upside down, like dying flowers.
Yes.
And they like look out over the city and it looks like destruction again. It looks like these like giant like smoke tornadoes, like kind of like all over the place.
I'm
So it looks
watching right now. Yeah.
shit's still popping off.
Shit is still popping off, and like, but at least like everyone's like together. Looks like it's funny. It looks like the if you ever played the original Doom,
Yeah, of course.
and like at the end when it's like he gets back to Earth and it's just like that bunny with like the demonic head, like
Yeah, like
kind of looks like that. They're setting that up, but
oh no. Yeah, they're all together, and then like Dustin and Robin and Steve were all inside the gym helping out, but then they kind of come out because it's like they're like alerted. It's like Mike's little sister's like, oh, it's snowing out, but it's like dust. It's not even snow. It's like ash.
yeah,
kinda.
Ash. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's
not-
funny too because if you look at the final shot of the season, you have Hopper and Joyce holding hands.
lovers.
You have
Nancy and Jonathan.
Nancy and Jonathan holding hands, standing together. You have Will and Mike not holding hands, standing together, and 11 by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does that mean?
What does it all mean?
That's not unintentional.
No, they definitely were told to go stand next to
Together,
and with
pairs.
people.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Nancy and Jonathan and Steve. How does it end with those lovebirds?
I mean, we've been saying for 3 seasons that like Steve's probably going to go, right? I think Steve is and he's tried to. God help him, he's tried to get himself killed several times. Be the hero.
He's turned, and Nancy even said that to Jonathan. Jonathan kind of tried to say something funny to Nancy, like, "Good thing you were here, because like, who would have looked after everybody? Steve, who would have been in charge? Steve." And she's like, "He's actually kind of grown up." And he's like,
He's
"Oh yeah,
yeah."
my bad." Yes, Steve would be a very emotional death. Steve would also, like, if he ends up with Nancy, that's like the true like happily ever after, which I don't know if this show's going to give us.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think that too much has happened. I think we've crossed that bridge. One of the coolest scenes too is when he's kind of like basically trying to tell Robin like how he feels, Steve, like how he feels about Robin, and she doesn't really have the heart to tell him that she's not into dudes.
Oh well, that was like season 3.
No, but I know, but like that's kind of like, I think Steve is now like, it's not for him. I don't think he's unlucky in love, is what I'm saying.
I know, but I think Nancy, because Jonathan, I agree with Jason in the chat. Jonathan's like the worst character. Jonathan stinks. And so Steve needs to be with Nancy. The season 1, they were together, but Steve was a bad guy. Steve has changed. Steve's a badass, and they're fighting Vecna together. Nancy's also maybe the most badass character they have.
I know, but with like the Nancy Drew bullshit, like the school paper bullshit, like cut it out.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't like the whole like.
She's like a fucking detective. She's like Bruce Wayne. What are you talking about?
She's not Bruce Wayne
or Batman.
She's more like fucking
she's not
Jimmy
a billionaire. She's not like Bruce Wayne, like
the
billionaire. She doesn't have a lot of gadgets, but she has like a pump shotgun. She could fucking blast Vecna with it.
Yeah, she does.
They also can handle a Molotov cocktails better, but as good as anybody I've seen.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They have good arms. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, Robin had a nice little cannon on her. Robin can chuck it. All right, if you had to do your impromptu character power rankings, what would you do?
I mean, for me,
let's do top 6, because that's what we do here on the podcast. Top 6 Stranger Things characters.
I would say in no particular order. Right?
No, order. Full order.
Okay.
1 through 6. 1 being the best
from all the seasons, my favorite characters of all the seasons. Or power rankings are the ones that are still left.
Ooh, no, do. What do you think? Do you want to do of all time, or like where we're at right now?
Where we're at right now. Let's see who we got left. So I think let's see. I'm
I'll
gonna
go
put my man Dustin at number 6.
Okay.
I love Dustin. I love everything that character's done so
He's
far.
excellent. He's an
Yeah, and
excellent character.
he's kind of like the knowledge too. Like he has like the most D&D knowledge, I think. Um, and I think the most important. So obviously, I like Hopper. I think is pretty important to this whole thing. And then I would say Steve. So that's my 3 right there.
Steve's sick.
I mean, and then let's see. Who do I put at 3?
Argyle?
No, not Argyle. Definitely not Argyle.
Jonathan?
Not Jonathan.
No, they're the worst characters.
They are the worst characters.
Oh, the worst characters would be Will, Jonathan, and Argyle.
The whole family.
Yeah.
Let me see.
All right, I'll do mine.
You do yours, yeah.
I'm going Steve 1. I go Robin 2, Nancy 3, Max 4, Dustin 5, 11 6.
So I'm gonna go Max 3, and then I'm gonna go Will at number 2, and then 11 at 1. Because I think there's something they have to answer, like why Will was taken.
Yep, I think they will this season. I think they will.
I think so. Will is kind of like an important character now.
Definitely.
And 11, obviously, I think the show was given, the star power of Miss Bobby Brown, Miss Millie. I think there's gonna be a huge focus on that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Because basically, Vecna's still gonna figure shit out, right? Vecna's back in the Upside Down, kind of like figuring out maybe a new plan of attack, but it's still gonna be Vecna, I assume, coming back.
And I will say too that Jason breaks up the chat too. Lucas gets slept on a lot, but he's carrying his weight.
Lucas had a great season in season 4. Yeah, Lucas is a good one. He might be my 7. I've always liked Joyce. I've always had a soft spot for Joyce.
Haven't we all? At some point in our lives, we've all had a soft spot for Winona Ryder.
I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
All right, Music Man, what tunes should they use if the show begins in the fall of 1987? What tunes should they use?
Okay.
Because I have an idea, and I wouldn't say it fits the show necessarily yet, but License to Ill came out in 1986, and so between 86 and 87 they were putting out singles of like Brass Monkey and Paul Revere. You think maybe they could use some of those?
They could. Also, I mean, you had songs like, 87, I'm looking at that Billboard Top 100 of the year. The number 1 song of the year was Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles.
That'd be good.
That's a heater.
I wonder, is that too good? Because I feel like Kate Bush, like that was a good cut because it was like a good song, but it wasn't like an obvious one.
You're right. But there's some good songs. If you want to go like I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight, Cutting Crew, 1987.
Yeah, that could be good.
One of my favorite songs from 1987, Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia Satellites. My honey bun baby, don't put my lovin' upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. That song fucking rules.
All right.
Trying to think.
There's probably a lot of Fleetwood Mac, right? Was that?
No.
No?
No.
What, for the show or in 87?
87. There's no Fleetwood Mac there.
No.
That's Living on a Prayer. Big song. Here I Go Again, White Snake.
I don't know about that.
Everybody Have Fun Tonight by Wang Chung.
No, I don't want that.
How about La Bamba?
No, I don't want that either.
You don't want that either?
No. No.
Rhythm is Gonna Get You. Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. No.
How
about Wanted Dead or Alive? Bon Jovi.
I don't like Bon Jovi.
What? Wanted Dead or Alive is a good song.
I don't like Bon Jovi.
I think you're wrong.
You're wrong. What are you talking about? Tango in the Night by Fleetwood Mac, 1987.
Yeah. Oh my God, that song That album stunk.
No, it's an album. No, yeah.
That album stunk. I have that album. It stinks. Sign of the Times, Prince. Good song.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna go like big.
Oh, like Little Lies was on that. Like, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Like that song stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of rock.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But like, because they went Metallica last season, are they going to go like a different direction? Because I think
they might go in a different direction. They might go La Bamba by Los Lobos.
yeah, because like, what would like Mike and Will and those guys listen to? They're more like just in the D&D. Like the reason why we got Metallica was because of Eddie. The reason why we got Kate Bush was because of Max. So like, what kind of music would like these guys listen to?
Heavy metal music in 97. We had
Steve.
Oh no. You know what came out in 87?
What?
Appetite for Destruction. Guns N' Roses.
Oh. Yeah, you might as well.
Among the Living by Anthrax. Halloween. I'm trying to think if there was any White Snake. I would say if there's any like Ozzy that came out that year.
Oh, good question.
Oh, there's a lot of Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call it a great year in music.
I am.
Yeah.
You have no taste.
Listen, I just don't care for the 1987 Bon Jovi.
How about some Dio?
Yeah. Dio has rocked for a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good shit out there.
Yeah, there's some.
But I think they're going to lean into Guns N' Roses here.
Yeah, I would.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose as they're stepping into the upside down. But
I'm Mr. Brownstone.
Fine. All right, who do you think will have the best post Stranger Things career?
I think I think Finn Wolfhard will have a pretty good career. I think he's not going to do anything as big as Stranger Things moving forward, but he's kind of got that like indie actor. He's a good actor.
He directed that movie too, that Hell of a Summer that I watched this year.
Yeah.
He's already directed a movie.
Right.
I still think it's going to be Sadie Sink.
Good. Yeah. I mean, that's yeah. I mean,
so Sadie Sink is in the Fear Street or in two of the Fear Street movies. She was also in The Whale, the Brendan Fraser movie. And there's a lot of rumors that she's going to be Jean Grey. So if she ends up taking on the role of Jean Grey and is in the MCU for 10 years and then is like doing other random movies around it, sort of like Scarlett Johansson, Zoe Saldana, like the way they did it, I think it's going to be Sadie Sink.
Well, she's in the new Spider-Man movie. We don't know as whom.
Yeah, they haven't said who yet. So I mean, she could fit a couple characters there.
Yes.
But I think
you're right.
She's so good. Like she was so good in season 4 that I think it'll be her.
I agree.
I don't know, but what do you think? Joe Keery was pretty good in that season of Fargo, and then he was also in the that Ryan Reynolds movie. What the fuck was that one? Free Guy. He was in Free Guy.
Yes.
So like he might be in some stuff. Like he's gonna be a working actor. I don't know if he'll be in anything as popular as this. But you know who he went out with for a little bit? How about this?
He's also a great musician. He's a really good. Like,
is he really?
Yeah, he's in a pretty good band.
Micah Monroe, who was in Long Legs and It Follows.
Yes,
they went out for like 6 years.
How about that?
Huh? Small world. Not to be mean, Ryan, but who do you think will have the worst post Stranger Things career?
David Harbour.
No.
Have you read the news?
Yeah. People don't really get canceled anymore, though.
I know, but this might sting a little bit.
Yeah, but at least he can act. Noah Schnapp, who plays Will Byers, this is it, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but he kind of has to know it. The only thing he's going to be in after this is like stunt casting for like Scary Movie 8, where they're like, oh, that's Will Byers. I feel bad, but that's the reality.
You think so? He's going to get who is it? Like, he's the Skeet Ulrich of this whole thing.
No, dude, Skeet Ulrich's all right. Skeet Ulrich can act.
He's all right, but like after Scream, like he was going to be like the next big thing, and then it just kind of like petered out. And then he showed up in like here and there in other places, but he wasn't like a big.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like Skeet Ulrich was like good, like in Scream. Like this poor kid, when he's standing in a room next to like all these kid actors who are like awesome, and then it's like
But he also
just
like
rewatch season 4, and you're gonna be like, oh boy.
they didn't do him any favors with the fucking haircut either.
No, the haircut fucked him. The haircut definitely fucked him. But it's
Yeah.
like he's got to do like some pretty intense scenes, and it's like, just dude doesn't have it. You
Right.
know, like he'll always have Stranger Things, but like, my God, it's a tough go. Um, who do you think will survive this? Who do you think is going to make it through?
I think,
Or I guess a shorter list will be who won't make it through.
I don't think the older kids,
Mm,
so like Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, Robin, I are not long for this world. I don't think after all the shit, I don't think Hopper makes it out.
ooh,
I think the core 4 friends minus Will. So like, I would say like so I would say like Lucas, Dustin, Mike.
Lucas Dustin
Make it
might
out.
make it for sure.
Will might not.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just like he is so tied up in this thing where it might
Yeah.
even be something like it gets down to the end where they're like the Will sacrifices himself. Like the only way to fully stop it would be for Will to also die, and they're gonna be like, "No, dude, we can't do it that way." And then he's gonna be like, "Yeah, we can."
Or like there's something that like him and 11 have to cancel each other out.
Ugh, maybe they both go.
Yeah.
Brutal.
But I think 11 is probably going to disappear too. Maybe not die, but like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I also think there's definitely some of the older characters. They can't all go because I think you need to have a couple that are still there just so they can like react to it. And they can tell the story, and you can sort of see that scene of like Steve realizing that like Nancy's gone or whatever, or like Jonathan or vice versa or something along those lines. Best character that has died so far obviously is Eddie, but you have a theory that maybe Eddie's gonna
but he's
back.
died. Technically he has died, but Eddie for sure.
Do you have a favorite villain in this series? So you got the Demogorgon, you got the Mind Flayer, you got Vecna.
I mean, when you first saw the Demogorgons for like the first time, you're like, those are pretty fucking scary. Like Vecna didn't really like scare me that much, but
no.
And then they had like the Demo dogs, what they call them?
Dogs. Yeah, Demo dogs, some bats.
Yeah.
And then you had guys like, Martin Brenner or like Billy. Like there's like a few like human kind of bad guys.
Well, Billy was in Vecna got to him, so it wasn't really Billy.
Yeah, right. True.
Yeah.
True. Although he was kind of a piece of shit when he showed up.
Sure was.
Yeah, he kind of was. I love the Vecna origin story though. Like to me, I think Vecna is a really good character. I'm curious how they're going to sort of stretch this all out though in this season because does he have like new tricks up his sleeve? Because it seems like if he's the guy and he just is like retreating and then like coming back on Hawkins, it's like, how are they going to do it
more? Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but
or he's like making, if all of Hawkins is gone, like he's creating an army out of like the people in Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's turning Hawkins into the Upside Down, which is now.
What's your faith that they land this plane?
I would say out of 6, I would say like a 4.5 out of 6 that they stick it. I mean, I think it's been long enough that they have time to write it and time to do it right.
Yeah.
And I think they know what ends have to be tied off. I think they know what they're going to close the loop on some things. So, because the fandom here will pick it apart if like you didn't answer certain questions.
Mm-hmm.
This is where like I think people should ask. Like the Duffer Brothers should ask, like, hey, what do we still need to answer? I said things that the fucking Game of Thrones people didn't do.
Oh God, yeah, that was a mess.
Right.
What's really fascinating is I was looking this up. So 8 episodes, as we said. Episode 3 and episode 5 are directed by Frank Darabont.
Wow.
Who did Shawshank? He did The Mist. He did a bunch of Walking Dead. The guy's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the episode titles. So episode 1 is called The Crawl. Episode 2 is TBA. So I'm curious. listen, look at this. It says episode 2 is called The Vanishing of, but they won't say who. But so like after the first episode,
because the first episode called The Vanishing of Will Byers, right?
no, the first episode is called The Crawl.
No. I mean the very first episode.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody else vanishing? I don't know.
Maybe.
Episode 3 is called The Turnbow Trap. Episode 4 is called Sorcerer. Episode 5 is called Shock Jock. Hell yeah, a little radio action? A little Howard Stern?
Oh, yeah. When Howard Stern was around back then, right?
Oh, 100% he was. Maybe he's on WNBC. Escape from Kamazats is episode 6. Sean Levy's going to direct that one. And then episode 7 is The Bridge, and episode 8 is The Right Side Up. So we shall see. Duffer Brothers. It's either Duffer Brothers, Sean Levy, or Frank Darabont. Pretty good. They were pretty good hands. Yeah.
In perfect timing, Howard Stern's show was nationally syndicated in 1986.
So that could be him.
Yep.
We got a Howard Stern episode.
Reaching 60 markets at its peak.
Yeah. It's no joke.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm excited. I'm excited. One of the best shows going.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, we're gonna have a very competitive best show of 2025 once again.
We are. I think TV has surpassed movies.
I agree. I've been there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But between like I probably could have given you 6 good ones prior to this last month, and now you have Chair Company, It, Welcome to Derry, Pluribus, and Stranger Things. And then Fallout starts in 2 weeks.
I know.
God damn.
I know. And that looks awesome too.
God, shit on
I
a
know.
stick.
I know.
So many good programs. I got to watch my programs. All right. Anything else, Stranger Things?
Nope. I'm excited. I'm going to kick this off tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. It's Wednesday this week.
Yeah.
Yep. So
all right. Awesome. Yeah. Let us know what you guys think. If you got any theories, questions, comments, concerns as we head into season 5, the final season of Stranger Things, you can email us dorkpodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube at Dork Podcast. And if you're listening to this live tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8:30, we're going to talk to Gary Tangway about his acting career, including his appearance in The Chair Company. Nice. So we will talk to you then. In the meantime, Davey, stay curious.
The hashtag Dork Podcast.